I recently started my third playthrough of The Witcher 3. I guess you can call me a fan of ashen-haired muscular men that slay wet slimy creatures. By mere coincidence, The Witcher Tales Thronebreaker has released for Android. Since there is no such thing as too much Witcher, I've decided to pause my hunt for the Wild Hunt and give this miniature Witcher tale a try. Join me for a tiny impressions of Thronebreaker. Before we get started, let's level up Tiny Little Games to 10k subscribers. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell, or apply some oil to my sword by giving a like and a share. That didn't sound right. Okay, let's get into it. The Witcher Tales Thronebreaker is Gwent. Now I love me some Gwent, I just didn't really expect this to be more Gwent. Okay, I'm doing a disservice to what Thronebreaker provides. I will get back to the Gwent part later. Thronebreaker is a story-driven semi-RPG. Take the queen on a quest to do something for her kingdom. Like any game within the Witcher universe, it's all about the story, and Thronebreaker is no exception. It's a tale of backstabbery, supernatural skullduggery, and sweet consequences. Choices matter, and finding out how those choices affect the overarching story is rewarding. Before you get your ropes in a knot, Geralt of Rivia is present in the game, although he doesn't seem to be a main focus. Sure, a disappointment for some, yet this story is still worth telling, as it contains all the classic trappings you would expect in a Witcher tale. Okay, now on to what you're actually doing in the game. Tap the screen to move your character, hold on to objects to collect resources. These resources help in maintaining your army, in bartering, as well as building up a camp for upgrades. Consider the wood and the gold as a type of currency that is used in decision making. The game consists of a main campaign as well as side stories that can be taken on at any time. As you move along the map, you will partake in battles against humans, monsters, and, well, sliding rocks. Now we come to the Gwent. The combat isn't an exact replica of Gwent, but the main gist is here, although a few of these skirmishes involve alternate win scenarios as well as bonus objectives. Cards are either earned through play, gained in side stories, or I think bought with coins. I say I think because I'm not too far along, and I've yet to discover all the deck building mechanics. Listen, it's a tiny impressions, okay? I do know you can upgrade cards, and that's pretty cool. Now I won't dive deep into the Gwent mechanics as they are vast and strategic. In simple terms, you play attack cards, defense cards, and a whole host of magical stat cards. It's essentially a tweaked version of the original Gwent, so instead I'll just sum up Thronebreaker. It's a single player story driven Gwent RPG. Yeah, that about sums it up. As far as the art style, it's a great assortment of graphic novel art and 3D card battling. The overworld is reminiscent of a storybook told through a Witcher lens, and the battlefield is full of atmospheric polygons. And of course the Gwent cards are as crisp as ever. Thronebreaker isn't some next-gen eyeball-pleasing experience. Instead, it's the perfect-looking experience for your eyeballs to escape in. As for monetization, Gwent is Thronebreaker is a premium title coming in at $9.99 USD. The first few hours are free to try. Once unlocked, you will have an over 30-hour experience ahead of you. Now if you want my opinion on whether or not it's worth a purchase, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. The reality is, I don't really know. I'm intrigued by its story, the implementation of choice, and its alternate take on Gwent. Heck, I've spent countless hours playing Gwent in both The Witcher 3 and the standalone multiplayer. Maybe that's part of my problem. I'm a tad bit burnt out. Sure, it's a timeless classic card battler, yet I do find myself playing Thronebreaker and thinking,
up for a few rounds of Gwent?
No, Geralt. I don't want to play another round of Gwent.
Up for a few rounds of Gwent?
I said I don't want to. Now don't get me wrong, Thronebreaker is a fantastic game. It contains an interesting Witcher-like story, fantastic graphical presentation, and Gwent for those that crave more Gwent. Any Witcher fan should give this a try, then decide for yourself if the price tag is worth it, and if it deserves a spot in Roach's saddlebag. So while I have not purchased Thronebreaker myself, I will honor it by sinking another 100 hours into The Witcher 3. As always, thanks for watching Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more impressions, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact, I currently have over 130 mods installed in my latest Witcher 3 playthrough.